Hello everybody. So I'm going to do something a bit more relaxed today. I'm going to talk about a haiku from Basho. I'm going to begin talking about David Bohm. So I'm a big fan of David Bohm. I used to listen to lots of Krishnamurti years ago, about 15 years ago, while I was painting. I would listen for hours and hours and hours and hours on end. This was first I listened to Alan Watts in that period, and then I thought, well, he's not enlightened. I'll find a proper enlightened person. I listened to Krishnamurti a lot, really, for a long, long time, and I never got it. Not really. I remember once I looked out the window, and I thought, right, just be here. This is it, no naming, the truth is a pathless land, he said. And I looked out the window and I think that was when I first, maybe it did spark something of this idea of being in the self, but he always seemed to be, you couldn't follow him really. He started with one idea but anyway, so that was years ago and I kind of forgot about this stuff for a while. More recently, I've been listening to David Bohm a lot, and he did these dialogues with Krishnamurti, and he's incredible. He's even a materialist. Not really a materialist. He believes that everything comes from both thought, both mind and matter come from this unlimited ground of being, the unlimited. It fits with Advaita Vedanta enough for me to be interested in listening to him. So I listened to him. I've listened to these dialogues so many times. I just think they're fantastic. And he's so humble. And when he speaks to Krishnamurti seems a bit, his energy is, he's a bit snappy and excitable. And David Bohm has so much patience and helps him to express himself and draws ideas out of him and helps him, directs him a bit. It's really incredible. But these that I'm talking about come from his dialogues. So he has these dialogues you can find. Now, one of them, he talks about, in a few of them actually, that a telephone ringing. So you're watching TV and there is a telephone in the television. And there's a ringing sound, telephone ringing. This was in the 1980s, 1990s, early 1990s, and you think it's the phone in the TV that's ringing, but then nobody goes to pick it up. So then you think, no, it's actually my phone that's ringing. So what's happened, and this is what happens with the self. So we associate something with the self. So we're doing the same thing. This is me, when really it could be anything. Not saying it could be anything, but we're kind of assigning this comes from this causality. So it's caused by this phone, and then you see it's not. It's actually caused by another phone. Now, so the reason why I find this interesting is because the idea that everything comes directly out of the unlimited. So in the same way that things come directly out of consciousness. So the idea in the direct path is that we follow we follow things, we follow bodily sensations, or we follow thoughts. Everything points back to consciousness. In the external world, everything points back to consciousness. Everything comes out of consciousness. It doesn't come out of other things. The causality in here is not of one thing causing another. It's more of like a television. So you watch a cartoon, and a cartoon character kicks a ball, and it hits another ball. Now that movement, it looks like it's caused by the first ball, but it's a cartoon, so somebody drew it, and then it's presented on a television. Things come directly out of the television. In the same way, this moment is coming directly out of consciousness, not actually coming through time as we normally see it. I mean, time is a very useful, clock time is a very useful thing. We measure change with different things. We measure the sun going around the earth, so we have days, and then now we have clocks and things that measure change of certain things. And we've seen with Einstein's relativity that these are not, there's not some solid time that's the background of everything, like we imagined with Newtonian physics. They're all relative to movement and speed and acceleration. So this is so clock time is useful, but what's actually happening is the things are coming directly from awareness. Now, so we've got this haiku, finally got around to it. We've got this haiku by Basho, which goes, "The sound of the temple bell lingers in the flowers as a memento." So here we go. Now, so you've got the temple bells ringing. And as in the telephone, in the television set, you think it's the temple bell that's ringing. But then the sound, as the temple bell rings, has stopped, the sound lingers in the flowers. And it becomes slightly unclear where the sound is coming from. Another translation of this same haiku, it says that the sounds continues to come out of the flowers. So it's the same idea that we always imagine everything is localized and caused inside this dream that we're having. One thing causes another, when in fact we know that in a dream everything arises new in the moment. The world is created new. Meister Eckhart also spoke about this. He said that God gives birth to the universe, continually giving birth to the universe in this way. And we can see as we talk about the material cause of the universe, the material cause is like gold is the material cause of a bracelet, or wood is the material cause of a table. So this material cause, which is you, it's the ground of being, is producing this moment new. And the sound that came from the temple bells didn't really come from the temple bells. So between lingering in the flowers or lingering in the air, the sound could have come out of the temple bells, come out of the flowers too. So it's just all these things here, and really non-localized. All the localization is imposed by the mind, as we are discovering with our explorations of location, of where we are, where the self is as well. So I hope that was interesting and a bit different. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.